Hello everyone, I'm Bharat and my topic today is TravelGen. This is a one-stop solution to all your travel needs. So let's take a look at the application. Yeah, so basically, So essentially, like when we start planning for a trip, like it is often one of the most dreaded job because there are numerous options available and a lot of planning to do. You have to plan your itinerary, you have to search for the hotels, find flights if you're traveling outside. And then also, as a result of this, quite a lot of important information also gets missed out, like looking at the advisories what your country has issued for that particular place you're visiting, some visa requirement. And oftentimes we realize that these websites which we look for different options, they don't provide personalized recommendation, and which makes the information decision even harder. So TravelGen simplifies travel planning by offering a one-stop solution via a conversational chatbot, and this, along with providing the advisories and trip planning, also like can look for flight and hotel in real time. So coming to the capabilities, essentially it covers four things: the flight search, optimized trip planning, and this can take into consideration your specific interests or constraints. We can also do hotel search, and finally, but most important thing is the real time travel advisories, which your country may have issued for the country you're visiting. So this application has a lot of value because it allows all of the different capabilities into a single application and in a conversational manner. So this improves the adoption due to its convenience and personalization. Also, because we are providing the travel advisory as well, this would further enhance user engagement because this is not something which we usually look for. This augments your like travel planning by like giving you key insights on what to expect. And the real value of this application lies in the partnership we can do with industry leaders. Like we can tie up with hotel chains and like flight providers, and then that way we can grow the revenue. And because of the personalization aspect, there is like a strong appeal to, especially to the families, but travelers and adventurers alike. Coming to the solution itself, let's take a look from the top-down approach. So when a user queries, the query is passed to a supervisor, which based on the intent can invoke one of the four agent. So there are two search agents, which is for flight and hotel, which is coming from MADS, which is one of the provider. For travel advisory, we have set up a vector store, and it essentially looks for the travel advisory from either the Canadian or the US travel advisory. The idea being that the travel advice usually is the same for most of the countries, but we can expand this out. And finally, for travel planning, we are just invoking an OpenAI API, and this is basically like some prompting exercise wherein we have instructed it to generate certain results based on the user query. The same user query can have multiple questions, so the supervisor is smart enough to route between different APIs or different agents, and then finally pass to the summarizer to generate a final report. So let's take a look at the demo. So in the interest of time, I have opened another tab, which if we are running short of time, I have already put the specific commands which I wanted to demonstrate. But let's take a look at the app. So simply, I will just say, what can you do for me, just to give a idea of what the app is capable of. So it says like, flight booking, hotel, as we talked about. Okay, so I want to travel to India. I want to get travel advisory for India first. So I will just ask it, give me the advisory for India. So it will analyze the request, and then based on the intent, it will directly invoke the travel advisory API. So it does take a minute to load because it needs to pull and then basically to a quadrant cloud, get the results, and also pass to the summarizer. So yeah, so because of that, I've like kept it here. So you can see that it would create a summary, and then like a health advisory, and then other details is laid out on what is like basically like some of the key details. It will also provide a link which you can click, and this would enhance the user experience further, because you can take and look into the real time results as well. So yeah, in the meanwhile, when I showed this, like the app ran here, so that's good. So um, I want to visit. No, I can just ask it. I want a 2 day itinerary um, for Chennai, which is one of the places I wanted to visit. So it will now use the plan trip API and then like plan a 2 day itinerary. And we can take a look here. So basically, you can see that when I ask it to plan an itinerary, so it would basically create this itinerary this way. So day one, like exploring cultural heritage. It is even giving personalized recommendation, like where to like take have breakfast, and then like you can see that like the entire 2 day is planned out. And yeah, basically like yeah, it's now invoking yeah, you see like the same thing gets invoked now, like so it's everything is done. So can you find me flights for this location? So now I'm not even telling where I want to go. It should be smart enough to figure out it's Chennai, but it is also asking where do you want to start your travel from and what are the travel dates. So I'm saying Toronto and 3rd of next month. Again, a very vague way. Like LLM generally don't have context to the dates and all, but in this case, like we have made sure that the LLM takes into account the current date and then does like some calculation, or is smart enough to figure out that we are asking for the 3rd of April. So let's see, like the API has already been called. So yeah, it's going to the summarizer. You can see that it has written the flight. So it is April 3rd, 2025. So it is doing a good job. And then I can say I also want hotels. So it would basically, I would skip that because like it would invoke, but I will just show you here that, if at all I invoke the hotel API, it will now search for the hotel uh, corresponding to that. I'm also asking it to find me near the airport. So it takes into consideration the radius as well. But mainly what I want to show, final step is that I want a report of the interaction in a print friendly manner. Okay, something like that. So essentially now, like, so it doesn't even have to invoke any API or any agent. So it should be smart enough to just look at the conversational history and give us a neat little summary interaction report. So this is like useful because like it gives you a head start essentially to like start your planning. So instead of like sort of like I did this in like less than 5 minutes, but then usually all of this information collectively would take someone more than an hour to do. So that's where the value is. And right now you can see that I'm not providing an option for direct booking, but those are enhancement we can do. Like just by a click of a button, it can take you to like a service provider where you can make the booking, or we can expose a gateway here through which you can do the same, and that's where like you can generate revenue out of it. So that concludes my presentation. Any question?